If you're a coach investing in AI right now, and you're not starting with your own knowledge infrastructure, you're building on someone else's foundation. This is the single most expensive mistake you can make, and I'll explain why. Every coaching business has one asset that no one, not even AI, can replicate. And that's your proprietary knowledge. Your frameworks, your methodology, the specific way you guide clients through transformation. Right now, that knowledge lives in your head, in scattered documents, in videos that your clients may never find. Expert AIOS takes all of that and turns it into a private, custom-trained AI that thinks like you, responds like you, and delivers your expertise to every client instantly at any hour on any platform. This is your foundation. Before you invest in ads, automation, or any other AI tool, this is the infrastructure everything else should be built on. Every month you delay building this foundation is another month your clients are waiting on you for answers, and another month a competitor who figured this out earlier is pulling ahead. The coaches who build their AI infrastructure now will own the market. The ones who wait will spend the next 2 years trying to catch up. Many clients that we've had up until this point, we find a very similar pattern. All of the knowledge and information that they have is locked in their head. They oftentimes are the bottleneck. Even if they've built some processes or SOPs, other documentation to try and share that information, whether they're trying to get that knowledge out to a client or even share that internally with their team, it tends to be locked up into these silos, very easily shareable or indexed or discoverable, really. Many times we go into an organization, and this is the first thing that we do, we have to, most valuable assets are, and we pull that into the AI, we train the AI on that proprietary knowledge. It's a process to understand what has the most weight and what should be prioritized with the AI, but that's all part of just the overall ingestion process. What it ends up doing is, once this is all done, it does truly serve as the foundation and the infrastructure for which other AI or other agents or other processes can be built on, or most dramatically, it's the opportunity to start building the AI responses that clients will then interact with. The output of this could be custom platform where people are interacting similar to like any other AI platform like Claude or ChatGPT, where customers get to engage and ask questions, and the responses that they're getting are actually tailored to them, and it's based on your proprietary frameworks and your knowledge. Another way that this information can be disseminated is through existing chat tools like Telegram or WhatsApp, if that's where you connect with customers. The point is that really once the infrastructure and that custom AI is trained, this can be disseminated to any location, to any customer. Just to give a quick example, there was a customer I had who was in the health space. He had an incredible job of building a great following. He had about 1 million followers on Instagram at the time we were working on this project. The issue was that he was the bottleneck, and even the support staff weren't able to keep up with the demand that customers had to get very specific information. The particular product or service that this gentleman and his company was offering, health and wellness, he had a proprietary framework based on DNA and DNA mapping. And in fact, he had founded a company called the DNA Company. And so that was the premise of how he helped people heal or help people through, different issues. Once they took this genetic test, he would then help to interpret that information. As you can imagine, very deep knowledge about genes, gene sequencing, what those gene markers actually mean in the real world, what that can play into in terms of someone's overall health. I had the opportunity to participate at first as like an end user, this person's program. And what I found was that clearly he was the bottleneck in every situation. As smart as he was, he can only handle so many questions because every single person who was in his program had a nuanced genetic profile that they needed answers to that was specific to them. The challenge was, how can we train an LLM that knows everything this gentleman knows in this business setting and then put that into a tool that now people can interact with and get the proper responses every time? That was a challenge, and that's what we were able to accomplish. We trained an LLM, his own proprietary knowledge, and we tested it where we just asked all the typical questions a normal user would in terms of this specific expression for this gene combined with another expression in this gene. What are the indicators? What are some of the things I can do if I'm suffering from this illness? And what the LLM that we had trained it on was able to do now was have very specific communication with every single customer, which was 100 times better than what people used to do on the support team. When someone was asking a question in the community platform, it would take often days to respond. People would have to search within the community for an answer. They would respond in a chat. You'd have to go look in the search bar for a similar question to yours. But now with the AI knows all that information now. It can respond lightning fast. For those who actually have used any other tool, we also know that one of the things that AI is really good at once it's trained on your knowledge, remembering the context, remembering all the most specific, intimate knowledge about a client per se. The value there becomes incremental and it compounds. Not only is the AI, after it's been trained, is it able to respond lightning fast, high accuracy, now it's engaging with an individual on a personal journey. You can imagine in the health space, this gentleman had thousands of people coming to him. He was helping hundreds weekly, all with a very personal touch. So the AI was really the only thing that could keep that continuity of personal touch and allow clients to be able to get those very specific answers. So that's just one example of how a proprietary LLM benefits you and your company or you and your business way better than a generic AI can. Hopefully at this point, you would have played with a few different tools. You may have known and may have sensed that as good as AI is at responding to some of your questions, it's not really exact, or it might make some stuff up, or it might make you feel really good about your thinking and your reasoning because you're the expert. You know exactly what the response should be. When your customers or your clients are relying on you to be an expert, the only way to scale your knowledge at this point, the best way to do it, is to take advantage of these tools, to take advantage of the same technology that ChatGPT, Claude, and all these platforms, the actual technology that they've built and allowed us to use in a custom way, where we build your proprietary large language model trained on your information, trained on your methodologies, your frameworks, and then take that and disseminate that to your broad audience. It's an incredible opportunity to share your knowledge, to help people at scale, and to actually give them the personal touch that they need to progress in their journey with you. That's definitely one of the ways. It's one of the things that every coach, every consultant, every business owner should be doing at this point in order to build the foundation. It's very important to level set and let people know that this is like the introduction. It's incredible because there's a lot of power is unlocked when you do this, when you train your LLM, because from here, the next steps are to build other agents. In this case, like it's called like an agentic model. So we'll be training one agent on this knowledge. The next steps from there are, let's just say, I'll use another example. The specific client is, what we decided is during the conversation that was being had and as the individual was asking about their genetic profile, one of the things we wanted to do was recommend at that moment in time, the perfect supplement or something that we knew was going to support that person's healing journey, recommend that in sort of like the natural conversation or the natural progression of things. So that was another agent that was built on top of the initial agent. And so those are the kinds of things that start to happen is after you establish your knowledge, this quality assurance that you're good with what you see, the sky's the limit from there. Everything else can begin to be bolted on, to be integrated, to be automated. And that's really where the unlock happens, and that's where some great scale can take place.